Hey everybody, this is your boy, the host with the most, but humble, and I do mean humble, the Nostradamus, aka Derek, and I'm here, of course, on a Friday to give you the hungry, happy, healthy people here at a Wrestlekram. Of course, this is Wrestlekram. If you're watching it today, you're watching it tomorrow, you're watching it next week. I truly do thank you for the bottom of my heart to the depths of my loins. I truly do thank you. Without you guys, it truly wouldn't be me. Thank you so much for watching it. Thank you so much for allowing me to do the show. I mean, I'm humble. I'm truly, truly humble. Thank you so much for doing this for me. If you don't know anything about the show, if you know anything about Wrestlekram, I do send out a weekly Sunday feed at 10 o'clock for you guys to get your questions in. Anything from pop culture, anything from, celebrity stuff or whatnot. I may not know these people's names. That's why I Google before I get these questions or whatnot. But, it is a wrestling show, so those are the priorities, are the wrestling questions. But you can get your questions in. You have until probably Thursday to get your questions in, and I will answer those questions here on this show. So once again, thank you so much for watching the show. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. Like, share, and subscribe, you guys. And also, don't forget, I'm on a ton of social media sites. Go to the information tab. Go check out those things that I do as well over there. I do pick a lot of fun skits here, and I put them on the other sites as well, so you can go check that out. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with the very first question. The very first question, it goes to Laurel. Laurel, let's see what Laurel has to say. Is Judgment Day overpowered or overrated? That's a good question. Great question. Thank you so much. I wouldn't say they are overrated. And the reason why I say Judgment Day is not overrated is due to the fact that you have Dominic Mysterio technically winning right after a pay-per-view against Trick Williams, who I think Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes is the future of the company. So I do truly think that they are overpowered more than overrated. I think they are probably the hottest faction in the WWE right now. I mean, Damian Priest probably not winning a lot, but still pretty much one of the hottest Money in the Bank winners of all time, followed by you have Finn Balor, who is the other half of the tag team champions with Damian Priest. He is now a grand champion. I mean, congratulations to that. And let's not forget about Rhea Ripley, the Eradicator, who is really just has not been on TV for like a month and still has been referred to over and over and over again because she's just that damn good. I mean, what more of a faction do you need other than the Bloodline to say, hey, this is a complete faction? I mean, I will probably put this in the top 10 of greatest factions of all time. Goodness gracious. I mean, Dominic Mysterio, who, we thought that was going to be pretty much a dud in the wrestling roster, and he's just blew up to be this great wrestler, this great character. If you had to compare, just any group that's kind of like a sinister, evil, dark group, I can compare them to the House of Black. The House of Black is really cool, but they don't get over like the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is just one of those gimmicks that is just going to keep coming and coming until we get that breakup with Finn Balor and probably an interim. We don't know. We know he's not part of the Judgment Day as of yet, but we know that he's getting really close with J.D. McDonough. So we'll see what happens with that. But I think they are overpowered. I would not call them overrated. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. God, good. I love that question. Great question. Next question is Black Star Boy. Black Star Boy 1649. How we doing, Black Star Boy? Who should take the title off of FTR? Who should take the titles off of FTR? That's a great question. I was gonna say Edge and Christian, but unfortunately, with that situation, they are so not gonna make that happen anytime soon. They're going to feud for a while before that even happens. Now, the only team that I can possibly think of as of right now that are probably going to take those titles off are going to be the EVPs, which are the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks already lost their match at All In. And, you know, they do have the stroke of the pen being the executive vice presidents of AEW. And I truly think that we may get a situation where, of course, the Young Bucks are going to want that win back. This is going to be match 4 between FDR and the Young Bucks. They have beaten that tournament. Well, not a tournament, but a fatal 4-way to determine who is going to be the number 1 contender for those titles at Full Gear. That will give them dual championships because they are the Ring of Honor Trios champions with Adam Hangman Page. So, I mean, yeah, I just see that happening. I do see that the Young Bucks just taking the titles off. I don't want them to happen. Now, if the question was, who do you think should... Well, yeah, that's what it says. It's who do you think should or whatnot. My suggestion would be probably, I mean, and this is far out, but you know, we don't see a lot of Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic. Get them into a legit contendership with them winning, getting them back into like a tag team where we see them wrestle and we see them doing a great job, and we have them be champions. We have them be a legit set of champions. I mean, I would love that. They are out of the Chris Jericho spectrum, so I would like them to, you know, have their own character, have their own identity. And I think Cool Hand Ange and Daddy Magic, I think they are really, really good. So I would like, you know, somebody completely different out of the norm to have those titles, and probably have those titles for at least 6 months to a year. I mean, you could, I mean, I love Daddy Magic. I love the, you know, you want to know what makes Daddy nipples hard? You know, I love that. That is the funniest thing to me. So I would love that. Yeah. Those who I would like, but I guarantee it's going to be the Young Bucks at Full Gear taking those titles off of FTR. Probably in a heelish type of way. That's probably what's going to happen. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Next question is Dragon Hunter XD. Do you buy the Nia Jax is the most dangerous woman in the WWE? No, I do not. I do not. But they are building her up to be this powerhouse. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Nia Jax. I did like when she was a babyface, leading to the WrestleMania match between her and Alexa Bliss, where Alexa Bliss was using her because she was, you know, a huge enforcer type of character, awesome con type of character. But no, I don't think that she should be laying waste to everybody, or laying waste to everybody to SmackDown and back to the Raw connection. I don't think that should happen. I think that this should be a one-off between Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, and they should be over with. I mean, I think that we will have a legit enforcer, or a legit powerhouse, or a legit powerful woman in Jade Cargill to do exactly what Nia Jax can do, plus have great mic skills, plus look very, very beautiful while doing it. Jade Cargill is going to be that person to take that title off of Io Sky, if Io Sky still has the title over there on SmackDown, or Rhea Ripley, which chances are it may be her getting it from the SmackDown side. That's my prediction with that situation. But Nia Jax, I mean, I think she had her time, her run as a powerhouse, and I think that since the scales and everything else have the years have came, and we have better wrestlers, more bright wrestlers, more intense wrestlers, women wrestlers. I think that Nia Jax's time is truly up. That's just my opinion. I may be wrong. But it is time for somebody else to get there and for her to step aside. No disrespect to Nia Jax. That's just my opinion. Thank you so much for that question. I have another question from Black Starboy 1649. What did you think of Wrestledream? Wrestledream was pretty good. I enjoyed Wrestledream better, way more than the All Out pay-per-view. I think the All Out pay-per-view was completely rushed due to the fact that you had the All In London, which was huge, and then a week later you have All Out. So I mean, Wrestledream I think was really fun, great, but it was, I will say this, it's matches on there that should not have been. The Ricky Starks and Willa Yuta, that should not have been on a wrestling show, even though I'm a huge fan of Ricky Starks. Y'all know that I'm a huge fan of Ricky Starks, but did that match really deserve to be on the show? Also, the Fatal 4-Way for the #1 contendership, that should have been like a main event for a Rampage, or a Collision. It should not have been on a show or whatnot. So it was some things on there that was head scratchers. But once again, you do know about Tony Khan. Tony Khan is the king of building over 10 matches in his pay-per-views, and they are extremely long. That's another thing that I'm going to talk about as well. They're just extremely long. But, the biggest thing, one of my Mount Rushmores of wrestling, Adam Copeland, a.k.a. Edge, was there. He blew the match completely out of the water. After the match, great job with what they did. I didn't like the vignette. They should have just not did the vignette and just had him come out, just explode and just do what he had to do. Beautiful edges, beautiful spears on Jungle Boy, on Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne. I mean, I truly think that it was an ending like no other. I truly enjoyed it times 12. Like I said, it was a couple of hiccups with some matches that should not have been on the card. But all in all, I thought it was a pretty decent show. I didn't even talk about the Swerve and Adam Hangman Page match, which was really good, giving Adam Hangman Page a legit loss to Swerve, who truly deserves that win, and eventually trying to get that world title. Also, you had the dream match with Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson, which may be one of the matches of the year candidates. I mean, Bryan Danielson has been doing a phenomenal job with these dream matches back to back. So once again, like I said, I thought it was a pretty decent show. Just like I said, some hiccups, but that's with all pay-per-views. Great job with Wrestledream. Hopefully they continue that trend with Wrestledream. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. I have Mr. Greenhead. Mr. Greenhead, how we doing, Mr. Greenhead? I'm hearing that they are bringing Toys R Us back. What do you think about that? What do I think about Toys R Us? I used to have a girlfriend a long time ago when I was like in my 20s. She used to work at Toys R Us, and she loved Toys R Us. But when I walked into Toys R Us, I was like, why is there a Toys R Us? Like, this doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, Walmart has a huge, just a huge section of just straight toys or whatnot. Also, they do have a selection of nothing but electronics. I mean, nothing but video games and things like that. Now, if there is a market for Toys R Us, then go for it. I mean, there is a nostalgia. There are people that truly enjoy Toys R Us. So don't get me wrong with the Toys R Us situation. If it makes money, then it makes sense. Okay, trust me, that's how it works in society, especially in this place we call America or whatnot. The free market, you could do whatever you want. Now, I truly do think that there is a area where the Babies R Us should come back. I mean, that's a very smart thing to do. Put those in small chains or whatnot, little small brick and mortar areas, or put them back in the mall. That would be a smart thing to do. I would even put Toys R Us in malls. I mean, I wouldn't make a brick and mortar store for a Toys R Us. I mean, what was it? KB Toys. I remember those back when I was a kid. So I mean, if you want to try to grow it, put it into areas like that. That would probably be a better solution than, you know, buying buildings and making Toys R Us. But once again, I am not one of these economists who knows all of this. But I mean, hey, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Congratulations if you do come back, Toys R Us. Great question. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Bizarre question, but you know, it was a good question. Mitch does it. How we doing, Mitch? What is your Mount Rushmore of WWE theme songs? Are we talking about wrestlers or are we talking about theme songs? Now, if my Mount Rushmore does prove me, I do like that. I don't know these names. I couldn't tell you. But I liked the SmackDown one. I don't know the song, but I like the Raw, the one of the very first Raws, the grunge music, and I like the My Generation. I like that one. That one was pretty good. I like the right now the SmackDown one and the Raw one as of right now. I like both of those right now. But if I had to do like a Mount Rushmore of WWE theme songs, those would be the ones. Now, if you're talking about wrestlers or whatnot, of course it's CM Punk, Cult of Personality. After that is Edge. I love Edge theme. This one right here. When I love that one. I love the Old Christian. I love that song. That song was really, really good. And I like the new rock song, the song that he comes out to now. I love that. I love Roman Reigns' song. Like, it has no music. I just love it that it's just so powerful. I love his intro. Of course, LA Knight. Come on. The LA Knight song is so good. Yeah, I love LA Knight as well. Right now, I would probably say LA Knight, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Edge would be my intros and whatnot with the Mount Rushmore. Thank you so much for that question, Ms. Judge. Thank you so much. Dragon Hunter XD. How you doing, Dragon Hunter XD? Why is WWE Women's Tag Team Champions just not good anymore? Are you talking about the titles, or are you talking about the division, or are you talking about the actual people? I'll say this. I don't like the Chelsea Green and Doudrop angle. I don't like that at all. I will say that. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that at all. Now, the women's division together all in a whole is not good. I will agree with you as well. It's not good. It's I don't know what they're doing. I honestly don't know what they're doing as of right now when it comes to the women's division and how they are trying to shape it again. We don't see Briggs and Jensen. I said Briggs and Jensen. Not Briggs and Jensen. The two ladies, the two groups that came, Nyla Dunn and Elba Fire, they're not on TV a lot anymore. And Carter and Chase, they're not on TV a lot anymore. Those two are not. I would have thought that Indy Hartwell and Johnny Gargano's wife was going to probably join up and be a tag team. I don't know what they're trying to do, but then again, the men's tag team division is just a bag of dog crap as well. So, but the division is bad. Now let's talk about the actual the champions itself. I really hate that Sonya Deville is not there, because I thought that they were going to try to re up the greatness of the women's tag team division. Unfortunately, she tore her ACL. I think it's her ACL or MCL. No, she tore something. So she's out for a year. She's gone, and with Chelsea can't catapult off of Sonya, and Sonya can't catapult off of Chelsea. Now you have this powerhouse with Dewdrop, who is just, or is it Piper Nevins? I think it is. That it's just not. I don't think the chemistry is good there. I don't know how to fix it. I couldn't tell you how to fix it. I mean, I would love to have do what AEW has done with a blind tag team tournament. That would be fun. People don't know who their tag team partner will be until they come to the ring and they figure it out. I mean, I would love something like that, have some type of chemistry from people that we never thought that we would have chemistry from. Like Nia Jax and Charlotte Flair would be teamed up. Or, have somebody from the Damage Control, who has been feuding with Bianca Belair for a while, have one of those people join forces and they become friends after this. I mean, Bayley and Bianca Belair, that would be a great, type of thing that I would like to do. Blind elimination blind tag women's championship tournament. I would love to see something like that. So thank you so much for that question. I think that's a fun question. Thank you so much for that question. Let's go with Mitch. How we doing, Mitch? I got another Mitch question. Thoughts and opinions on NXT superstar Trick Williams. I've already talked about him a million times. I truly think Trick is the future of the WWE. I love his capoeira fighting style. I love his physique. I love his mic skills. He has some of the greatest comebacks ever. Like he reminds me of The Rock when he gets on the mic. It's just that good. I truly think Trick is only starting to scratch the surface. The person who I think is going to take that title off of Ilya Dragunov, because I think Ilya is going to have a long stint as the world champion. But I truly think that who's going to take that title off of Ilya Dragunov will be a Trick Williams, because they do have history. It would be a very fun match between those two. I'm thinking probably at Stand and Deliver, which is their WrestleMania, and have Trick run with that title for at least a year until he decides to go to the main roster, where I think that he will not be he wouldn't disappear. He would not disappear in the roster due to the fact that he is really, really good on the mic. So I really think that Trick has a unlimited ceiling with his character. So yeah, I truly love Trick Williams. I really do. He went from a henchman to great. I mean, what more can you say about Trick? I mean, I really, really like. I hate that he did lose his title days after No Mercy. That sucked. I do hate that, but I think it's a bigger purpose for that to happen. So I think he's going to collect more titles than just the North American title. But thank you so much for that question, Mitch. Thank you so much. I think that was a great question. Thank you so much. Laurel, how we doing, Laurel? Apparently Ricky Starks is 75% in on the WWE after his AEW contract. What is his ceiling? I would rather have Ricky go to NXT. I want him to develop himself a little bit better than what AEW has. They're doing a phenomenal job with Ricky. Here's the thing. Anybody who is huge in AEW, leaving there to go to WWE would be the smartest thing they could ever do in their career. Hands down, Ricky Starks deserves this opportunity for him to go to the WWE and see what he can do in the big leagues. AEW is still not the big leagues as of right now. I truly think Ricky Starks has that it factor. I truly think that he is a AEW champion, world champion person. I truly think that he could be the world champion. I think he could be a world champion in NXT as well. Now, there's a question where could he be a world champion in WWE? That's why I say that he should go to NXT first, fill it out over there, and then eventually go to the main roster of the WWE, where I think if he does a great job in NXT, then I will say, yeah, he would be a really great world champion over there in the main roster. So right now, I see him as a world champion in NXT. It's kind of a question mark when it comes to the world title on SmackDown or Raw. But thank you so much for that question. Great question. You know I love Ricky Starks. I know that's why you asked that question. But anyway, Only Nike 1801. How we doing, Only Nike? Can you rank the can you rank the four horsemen in WWE from best to worst? I don't really know a lot about the four horsemen. Of course, I'm gonna put Ric Flair's number 1, number 2, Orn Anderson. I'll put number 3 as Tully. Has to be Tully, Blanchard. Of course, I'll put Sting, as he wasn't even a long stint with the Horsemen. I'll do Brian Pillman, and then that will be it of that, because I don't really do the Chris Benoit stuff. So I'll do Rick number 1, Orn number 2, Tully number 3, and Sting number 4. You did have what's his name, Mundo McMichael, but he was a horrible wrestler. But yeah, that'll be my top 4 Mount Rushmore of the Horsemen. Thank you so much for that question. Great question. After that, I have Mr. Greenhead. Your thoughts on the end of the actors and writers strike? I think it's good. We do have the late night shows back. Of course, you do know that I'm a huge fan of Real Time with Bill Maher. We got that back. And last week, tonight with John Oliver, a huge fan of those. So we did get, those shows back. I can't wait to see on Friday about what's going on, which is today. So I love Bill Maher. I'm a huge Bill Maher fan. I love politics. So, on from that, I truly do think that they deserve what they got. They had to fight for it, and they got I think pretty much a lot of what it was. A lot of people didn't know how big streaming was going to be. And, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine with the writer's strike. Those people get paid. They get paid pretty good. They're good. They get paid, but, it's just the point of sharing not only, the rights of, hey, it's showing on TV, but, showing the rights of, hey, it's streaming. It's getting bigger when on the streaming services or whatnot. I think they should get a piece of that pie as well. A lot of people can't just live off of what's going on, especially them, living in Atlanta, New York, and LA, where it's very, very expensive to live out there, and you want us to write for y'all, but we can barely pay our rent. I understand that it is a show business type of situation where, hey, if you're hot, you're hot. If you're not, you're not. I understand that. I completely understand that. But we're talking about people that are actually getting paid to do something and people are watching it. I mean, either you're hot or you're not. I mean, you could be a background person and you're still on TV, and they deserve to get paid as well. So, I mean, it is what it is. I do respect what they fought for. And I mean, these multi-billionaires, these CEOs that are making tons and tons of money off of the backs of the writers and the actors it's just not good. It's not good. I mean, I don't understand why people making billions of dollars. I mean, I understand that they have work to do, but they are making billions of dollars making these ungodly amounts of wheelbarrow money, and it's just a sucky situation that the pennies are just dropping or whatnot. It's sad, and I'm happy that they do have a better situation which is going on now. So thank you so much for that question. Thank you so much for that question. I have Black Star Boy. How we doing, Black Star Boy? Should Shinsuke Nakamura become the new world champion? No, he should not. I'm gonna do a what is it? I'm gonna do a review of what is this, Fastlane? I will do Fastlane review after this show. But no, I don't think that's gonna happen. Should it happen? Even no. I don't like Shinsuke Nakamura being the heel here. I do like the situation where he does know that Seth Rollins' back is really, really bad and they're having a last man standing match. I think something big is going to happen after this match. I don't know what it will be, but this Shinsuke Nakamura versus Seth Rollins, it's quite intriguing. I mean, I don't know what more to say about it. But Seth has been doing such a phenomenal job as the world champion, and we need to let that keep going. I do think that he probably will carry this title all the way to WrestleMania. That's the way it's looking. I think they want to put more lineage into this title, this brand new title they have, and they want to have it, legit. And, I'm not saying that Shinsuke Nakamura isn't legit. He is an IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. So I'm not saying that Shinsuke isn't legit. But I do think that they want to hold on to a lineage, a long lineage with Seth Rollins being the champion, which was a smart thing. I would have wanted AJ to win that thing, but unfortunately we got Seth to win it. And he's been doing, once again, a phenomenal job as the champion. So, I mean, keep it running until he drops it to whoever it is at probably WrestleMania, probably Damian Priest. I'm guessing it's going to be Damian Priest. I know it's going to be Damian Priest. So, thank you so much for that question, Black Starboy. I have two questions back to back. There's going to be the Southern Belle 1980. How we doing, Southern Belle? On AEW Collision, Kenny Omega stated that he wants the tag team titles with Chris Jericho as his partner. Do you think that will happen? No, I don't. Now, do I think that it will be a swerve on Chris Jericho? No, it will not be a swerve on Chris Jericho because Chris Jericho truly needs Kenny Omega as of right now. Now, will they be in contendership for those titles? Yes, because they are two great, and I do mean great, champions. Two former world title AEW champions. I mean, what more can you have between them versus FTR? I mean, that would be a dream match all by itself. But no, I don't see them winning the title. I don't know if Kenny Omega, which I thought was a really great promo. I thought it was a really great promo between Kenny Omega saying, he doesn't like Chris Jericho. He doesn't trust Chris Jericho. But right now, we have each other over the Don Callis family. So, I mean, I truly think that it's a fun tag team. It's a great tag team. They keep losing, but it's a good tag team or whatnot. And but, a match between them and FTR will be a really, really fun match between those four. Great question. Thank you so much for that question. Another question from the Southern Belle 1980. Do you think Eddie Kingston ever can become AEW World Champion? I would love for that to happen. That would be a great thing for something to happen. But let's love the moment right now where he is the now open weight champion over there in New Japan, and he is also the world champion from Ring of Honor. Let's love what we have right now. Now, in the future, probably I would love to see a Eddie Kingston World Championship run, even if it's for a month. I would love to see Eddie Kingston get that title. First defense will be Sammy Guevara. We go back with that situation and call him a fat piece of shit. Would love it times 12. So yeah, I mean, but let's wait. Let's get this beautiful story with Eddie Kingston right now. But I can see Eddie Kingston as AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I can see it. I would love to see Eddie lose a little bit of weight though. But I do see that the mic skills are phenomenal. His wrestling ability is just stellar. I love the situation what Eddie Kingston is in right now. So yeah, I can see it happening. But just like I said, let's pump the brakes. Let's love what we have right now. Thank you so much for that question. I think it was a great question. Only Nike, how do you feel about Edge becoming a wrestler on AEW? Well, I will tell you this. I love it times 12. Adam Copeland is doing the beautiful thing about wrestlers that Chris Jericho found is that repackaging yourself is one of the greatest things you can ever do. And with him going to AEW and doing something totally different, I think this will be one of the greatest things that Edge has ever done. If you don't know anything about your boy Dino Chavis, Edge is in my Mount Rushmore of greatest wrestlers of all time. I mean, I truly think that Edge is one of the greatest wrestlers to ever put on boots and lace them. So I truly think that he can take over the CM Punk role in AEW and just run with it. The beautiful thing about the contract is that he is going to be on TV a lot. It's not going to be a situation where, he's on where he was at the WWE and he wrestled probably once or twice a year. That's not going to happen. He is going to actually be wrestling. Matter of fact, he will be facing Luchasaurus, the main event on Dynamite next Wednesday. So, I mean, it's going to be a situation where I can't wait to see who Adam Copeland is going to be facing. I mean, he did name a ton of people. He named Miro. He named Kenny Omega. He named Kucha Okada. He named, who else? He named Powerhouse Hobbs. He has named a lot of people. And I think all those matches that he has said will be so good. The Okada match between him and Okada will be so good. So good. So, yes, I can't wait to see what happens with this. Once again, the WWE is very limited with what they do. You can't really wrestle outside of the WWE unless special circumstances, of course, with Shinsuke Nakamura facing the Great Muta, but I truly think that Edge being there will open up gates to a lot of other situations that they have. So I can't wait to see what's up with that. Thank you so much for that question, Only Nike. Thank you so much. It's a great question. Mitch does it. Could the Usos, if made into a baby face and give a push, be a capable threat to Gunther in the IC title? Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the Usos. That's Omos. I'm sorry. Let me repeat that. Mitch does it. How we doing, Mitch? Could Omos, if made into a baby face and given a push, be a capable threat to Gunther and the IC title? Omos is so good for the size he is. I he doesn't need a title. I think that Omos is just one of those guys who is just there to just destroy people. I don't see him as a, well, I mean, he was the tag title holder with AJ Styles, but my thought process would be that I want Ludwig Kaiser to take that title off of Gunther. I want Ludwig Kaiser to take it off, or Ilya Dragunov to take that title off of Gunther. I think those two would be better suited to take those titles off. But if we made Omos a babyface, which would be hard to do, but if we could make Omos a babyface, and he would face, and the only way that I would like this to happen if he takes that title off him will be WrestleMania. So if Omos would be able to take that title off of Gunther, my suggestion would be that we turn Omos face, we turn him face. He has a great push, and we have a situation where MVP is conflicted. He's conflicted. He's like, dude, I mean, are we doing good because good is good? Just MVP and Omos are just steady clashing heads because MVP wants him to do heelish things, and Omos is like, no, I want to be a good guy now. So he's consistently being a good guy, working the ropes, doing what he has to do. Eventually, we get MVP starting to turn around and figure out, hey, that being good is actually going to help us in the long run. So we get the Gunther, we get Imperium, and Imperium is just like, hey, you're good now. It's a waste of time. I suggest you go back heel. Matter of fact, you can come and hang out with us in Imperium. MVP is like, no, he has had great progress. And no, he's going to stay here. Imperium destroys MVP, taking him off of TV for a while, giving crisis to Omos. He's losing to people he shouldn't be losing to, but he still wants to face Gunther for the title. Eventually, MVP comes back. He gets his confidence back, and we get a match between Omos and Gunther for the IC title, where Omos does win. That's just fantasy booking. If you like what I said, hit a like on there. How about that? But that's the only way I can possibly think of with Omos being a title holder. And of course, being a babyface as well. I mean, but I think that's a great question. Thank you so much for that question, Mitch Does It. Laurel, she has the very last question. How we doing, Laurel? NXT is getting really, really good now, since the main roster is now all in, no pun intended, on the show as well. Will this help or hurt? And also, can this be maintained? Yes, and yes. I truly think it can. I mean, they're doing a great job, I think, with NXT, being that Becky Lynch is now the women's world champion over there. You have Dominic Mysterio, part of Judgment Day, who is the North American champion. Also, you have Braun Breaker facing Baron Corbin, who has resurged now since he has went back to NXT. Not only that, I mean, Mustafa Ali, even though he is no longer with the company, he was doing great work over there in NXT. Hands down, I think he was doing a great job. Even that, I'm hearing that Mustafa was going to actually beat Dominic at No Mercy for the title. That was supposed to happen. I mean, on top of that, you have Judgment Day being there. Cody Rhodes is going to do a announcement over there in NXT. So it's going to be great things. I mean, right now, next Tuesday, you have John Cena and also Paul Heyman on the same show. I mean, what more can you say? What more can you say? Can this be maintained? Yes, of course it can be maintained. I mean, main roster, they do travel all over the world. Have them off of if they are on SmackDown, have them off of SmackDown. If they're on Raw, have them off of Raw. Have them directly go to NXT. I mean, NXT is only in Orlando. I think it's in Orlando. So, I mean, it would be a great situation for them to just keep having special appearances by people from the main roster. I mean, have matches with these people on the main roster. Not only will that help the show, but it will help the talent there as well, trying to get to the main roster. That's their goal. Their goal is to get to the main roster. I mean, that's the last time I checked, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get their character right. And I mean, I think this situation will work. I promise you, I think it will work. I mean, yes. I mean, NXT is getting really good. I'm really starting to like NXT again. So yeah, I truly think 100%. Thank you so much for that question, Laurel. Thank you so much for that question. With that, that is the end of the Ask Wrestlecram show. You can get your questions in on Ask Wrestlecram at 10 o'clock on Sunday. Don't forget, you can get that taken care of. Have a great time. Enjoy your questions. Try to stump your boy as well. I mean, I'm always here. I always love to read questions. I'm like, so it's really fun. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe as well. Don't forget that I'm going to do a fast lane prediction show today. So that's going to drop today as well. Don't forget, go to the information tab. Google me. I'm all over the place. I promise you. You'll have a great time with that as well, okay? I love y'all so much. One more thing. Tomorrow, you will have the gripe show. Wrestlecram gripe, okay? You can get your stuff in today. You have until today to get your Wrestlecram gripes in. So get that in as well, okay, you guys? I love y'all so much. I thank y'all so much. The best is truly yet to come. I do apologize for the Amazon package right there. I got to open it and see what's going on there. But anyway, the best is truly yet to come. The best is truly yet to come. Until next time, love, peace, and of course, wrestling.